Is this working?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Can you post this to the crew?
Yeah, I don't think sharing it via email is going to work this time, so I'm going to post this right now.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what just happened.
Jeez, frickin' Hangouts.
I'm going to try emailing it too now that it's successfully in the forum because it shouldn't knock me out or anything. And let me see. It looks like it's working on our YouTube channel too.
Okay, cool. That was
So
weird.
I don't know what I did to get it working.
It just started working.
Not I ended up creating it through YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't let me start it up through Hangouts, and it kept bringing back that verification thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go through YouTube, you can create a live video stream and connect to Google Hangouts that way. So I tried it, and I guess it's working.
Perfect. Hopefully people will get the message. Wait, are you able to email that manually to folks? Do you have their email addresses?
Yep, I've got that ready. I'm doing that now.
Okay, cool. I'll stop bothering you.
Hopefully it's not just us, Andrew.
Frick, Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts it always has some issues.
Okay. Let's see. All right. People should be joining. They're all in the forum conversation.
Oh, there's someone. I think it's Mark.
There's Mark.
Yeah. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, how's it going, Mark?
Going good. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too, man. Sorry about the delay in getting on board here.
No worries. Good to see you. How are things treating you?
Good. Life's good, man. Things are good in business, and it's been, as you know, man, it's been a gorgeous fall in Bozeman, so things have been great. Yeah, how have you been?
Absolutely. I've been doing good. I was actually kind of laughing on my way to get on here. I was going to come down and surprise you. I was going to swing by and join in live with you there, but it looks like, are you in your office?
I am. Yep, I'm in the office right now.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah. So is that Mark?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
How's it going, Mark? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, no, we've got you, and an awesome racing picture in the background. That's an awesome picture. Nice to finally meet you in person.
Yes, likewise. And everybody, and Laura and everybody.
Yeah, nice to
meet
see
you,
you.
Mark. My name's Mark too.
Oh, that's going to be confusing. See, I'm Mark 1, you're Mark 2?
Exactly. Just call me Marco. And go be Marco.
Marco. I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll wait. Hopefully it's not just the two Marks and Laura and Andrew. Given our delay, we'll give maybe people another 3 or 4 minutes here, and then go ahead and dive in if people don't start showing up. So.
That sounds good.
Yeah, Mark, not Matheson. Mark Lowe. Where are you out of?
As you can tell from my accent, I'm from North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina. Nice. Nice, very cool. And how long have you been?
Originally I'm British, but yeah, we're in North Carolina now.
There's Brandon. We've got one more.
Oh, here we come.
Matthew. How's it going?
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
man.
Brandon. Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew. All right. Now we're getting somewhere.
Party's getting started.
Yeah, for you guys just joining, apologies for the technical issue. Google Hangouts was being spastic on us. We did, like, Laura and I went through like a trial run yesterday, and everything worked seamlessly, beautifully, and then of course today, it all fell off the bus. So
I saved it though. I saved the day. I figured it out.
Good job.
Laura came through.
Way to go.
Cool, guys. Well, let's get started. We have a couple other people that kind of filter in. That'll work great, but otherwise we'll go ahead and dive in. So thanks for joining us on the first ever happy hour for e-commerce fuel. It's Laura and I were joking about this before. For you East Coast folk, it's great and natural. For us West Coasters, it makes us feel a little bit like lushes at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I figured kind of just a fun way to do this would be to go through and just have, we'll kind of do it in segments, maybe like 2 to 3 or 4 minute segments for each person. And we'll go through and introduce yourself, if for those of you that may not know each other. I know a lot of us have met at the live event, but go ahead and introduce yourself, say where you're from, let people know what you're drinking. Possibly most important, and then go ahead and dive in just for like a couple minutes, kind of give a real high-level summary of what the most impactful thing you've done to your business has been over the past 6 months. So try to keep it a little bit short and sweet. Maybe again 2 to 3 minutes, so that one, we can get through everybody, and two, so that people have a chance to do a quick little Q&A after that if they've got specific follow-up questions. So I'll kick things off. Quickly. Andrew Udarian, out here in Bozeman, Montana. I'm drinking a little bit of Kentucky bourbon, which I usually don't drink this early, but it's kind of fun to be able to. And for my business, probably the thing that's been most impactful, and Laura can probably speak to this too, because she's been part of the process trying to figure it out, is we've always done like systemization, had SOPs, but we've never had a really good centralized place to be able to put all of those. So we'd have some SOPs here, but we wouldn't be able to update them very well, and there's a lot of confusion over what team members were responsible for them and how they got updated. And I won't go on about this too long because I posted kind of a case study in the forum, but we used Asana. We kind of used a combination of Google Docs and Asana to create just one kind of home base for our entire company, and it's a way where we can track all of our documentation, all of our assignments, see what everybody's doing, communicate about stuff. And one of the things I like about it especially too is I can come in the mornings and check before I hit my inbox, which has just got stuff from everywhere. It's like an inbox for my team, so that I know that I can dive in there, and everything I'm addressing, everything I'm dealing with right out of the gates is something that really enables our team to get through their to-do list. And so it's a way to really focus on. It's email for your team as opposed to email for all the other people that are adding things to your to-do list. So that's been super powerful, just impactful, allow us to manage a lot more things without having just total and utter chaos. So yeah. So any questions on that at all from you guys? All right.
I think it's a little bit too formal in a way, isn't?
Oh,
we're
hey,
doing
what's
conference,
up,
or
Julia?
we're doing hey, how's it going? I don't know. I missed 2 minutes of people introducing themselves. Yeah, I'm late.
Yeah, you were saying this hangout's too formal, or you were saying
Isn't it's supposed to be happy hour? Isn't it became a conference? And
Isn't it only like noon for you though, Julia?
What do you mean? The hangout?
3 hours behind. It's not happy hour for you.
No, I was checking the email. I didn't get the link until 2 minutes ago. Yeah.
We got a late start. Our apologies for that. We had technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry, Julia. You missed all the jokes about drinking and happy hour before you got on. It wasn't quite. You kind of came right in the super serious part of it. So, but let's, Julia, just real quick summary. We're just going through everyone. Everyone's just introducing themselves, saying where they're from, saying what kind of libation they are enjoying, alcoholic or otherwise, and just giving a quick 2 to 3 minute summary of what's worked best in their business this year, what's been most impactful, and then just a chance for people to ask questions. So, Mark Matheson, do you want to go ahead and dive in, go next here?
Yeah, sounds good, man. I was thinking this would be kind of funny to hear everybody what they're drinking, because it might turn into kind of like a drink sponsor. I'm rocking the Hecho in Mexico and Mexico 7-Up today. Good stuff. gets me going here at the end of the day. Anyway, so my name is Mark Matson, and I'm also from Bozeman, Montana. I was teasing Andrew earlier when I jumped on that I was going to come down and say hello to him down in his office, but I didn't make it down. Anyways, so I have kind of a mixed background, but the last few years I've been doing e-commerce, and I have a pretty wide B2B marketing background, a technology background, but e-commerce is the way to go. I tell people that it's kind of it's become my passion because it combines several different things that I love: business, entrepreneurship, bootstrapping, technology, marketing, all the things that are fun and make things fun. And so I have been a member of the forum since it launched, and had an awesome time meeting everybody down in Austin, Texas. So yeah, thanks for setting this up. This is fun.
Yeah, and anything in particular that's just been super impactful for your business this year so far?
Oh, so yeah, I totally forgot that part. Must be that 7-Up, man. What did they spike in there? Is there a worm in
What are you putting in there, man?
I think I see a worm at the bottom of the bottle. So I actually thought about this, and I think the most impactful thing, I'm not going to go over process building and kind of what you talked about, but that's been an impact. But I would say also what's been the biggest thing is just letting go. I've always been one of those people that, and I know others have talked about this, but letting go of being kind of that superhero syndrome, and putting trust in others and building a team around what I'm doing. I have an awesome person that helps me with my customer service, an awesome person that helps with web design and graphic design, and the cool thing is that I'm able to start helping people create jobs. And I think as an entrepreneur, one of the things that you want to do, whether they're international, local, or whatever, is to be able to make some kind of an impact outside of just making money each month. And that's been probably the biggest thing, is the kind of the relationships of, for years I had been on the other side of the fence as either a contractor or an employee, but to be able to work with people and build those relationships on a different level has been really fun for me. I've met some pretty cool people. So that's been my biggest impact. Doesn't necessarily drive the bottom line, but I think that a good team can make big things happen, and that's what I'm focused on.
Nice, cool. Thanks, Mark. Mark number 2. You want to go next?
Hi, I'm Mark number 2, and we have a bunch of web stores. The biggest one that we have that really sort of drives most of our revenue is the Catholic Faith Store, which is a focused particularly on the Catholic religion, and selling all sorts of items around that. We've been in business on that business since 2005, so mid of next year will be our 10th year, and each year has been quite a growth curve up until last year. And before I get too serious, this is, I'd love to say, a full pint of vodka, but is just water, of course. but
all right, kick him out.
But no, last year we suffered a lot with Google. All of a sudden, there was an issue. The traffic sort of dive bombed almost overnight, and we sort of did an awful lot to try and figure out A, what was causing it, and B, what to do about it. And we talked to a whole bunch of people, and one of the things that we realized was that it wasn't actually anything that we'd done badly or wrong or whatever, but it was a bit of a cascade effect of some others that had linked to us that got shut off, actually had a sort of rolling effect to us. This sort of leads to what we did in the last 6 months, when we sort of got our traffic back. But what it really we realized was that SEO as a major engine driver of sales has changed, and Google has completely changed the landscape in that. So in April we made a decision to hire someone in-house who is basically responsible for inbound marketing and all aspects of that. So we've completely beefed up our Facebook presence and output, and to get engagement and loyalty sort of through that. And in fact, in the 1 year, we've sort of gone from 1,000 fans, and we're currently, I think we're just about 33,000 at the moment. So we've, in the 1 year, we've had a huge ramp up there. But it also means that you have to keep pumping that content out, getting those shares, getting the comments, and that type of thing. Getting those emails out to be sort of consistent with the brand. And we've also sort of completely redone our website now, and reskinning of that. And he has been sort of instrumental in that. So although he's an expensive resource, we think it is basically a roll of the dice to figure that you know, in the new world, that if you really want to succeed, you have to sort of get that brand presence out, and that certainly has translated into increased revenues, and we're very happy with the results of that. That was a bit serious.
No, it was great. That's congratulations, first off. Has it been something where, because I think social gets a bad rep a lot of times, like in terms of, hey, it's kind of fluffy. Is it something that you guys are actually seeing, like after you pay him and you look at your bottom line, it's paying off in terms of increased profitability, or is it more of like an investment in the brand long term?
A bit of both, really. It's an expensive resource, so obviously we're sort of looking more long term in terms of sort of that being paid. However, in terms of top line and bottom line, not really, but certainly in generating in terms of the top line growth, that has been extraordinary since he's actually come on board. And the problem is, of course, we sort of try and attribute everything and put links in to try and sort of analyze where traffic's coming from and where the sales are coming from, and you can't, you know, that's not always possible to do that. All we can say is that, you know, with him coming on board and doing these efforts, we can definitely quantify and see the graphs of our revenue growth. Not all of those links have come from Facebook, or they've come from directly attributable links, but they've obviously come from somewhere. So, you know, whilst us as IT guys or technical people, you know, we sort of try and quantify everything, I think that, so like I say, that there are more intangibles than that. If your brand is in someone's mind, or they come across you in a PLA or something like that, maybe because they've seen your Facebook presence, they're more predisposed to buying from you. But you will never see sort of that full click through, because it's going on in people's heads more than it is with their actions.
Very cool. And you got to tell me, I commented on the really cool picture behind you right when you logged in. Is there a story behind it? What's the story behind that?
Oh, well, I'm British. I've been here in the States now for close to 15 years, and when we bought our office and decked it all out and got new offices, just happened to be going to a store, and I'm a big auto racing nut, so I happened to see that photo, and it's actually from 1959 in the UK, a famous race, and I just love the history, so I've got to have that one.
Nice, very cool. Well, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Matthew, you up for going next, buddy?
Yeah, that works. I'm tuning into the Hangout from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, also known as Amish country. I am drinking a creamy dark Leinenkugel, which I would recommend. It's definitely something different, but pretty good for the fall time. In case nobody knows, I run, basically there's two different sides of my business. I sell water treatment and plumbing equipment, which I import from China, and the other side of my business, which I recently started, is selling aftermarket tractor parts. So it's kind of like the auto part business, except just for agricultural and tractors. So probably the biggest thing I did this year was really focus on my automation and outsourcing. Before I was running QuickBooks and entering everything in there manually, and I just hit a point where this wasn't feasible to do that anymore. So after reading some of Andrew's posts on Xero, decided to make the switch at the first of the year, and been able to knock out probably 10 hours worth of work each week just on the bookkeeping accounting side. And then another thing I've been trying to do is limit the amount of work I'm doing manually. So I hired a developer on Odesk to write a script to basically automate some of my work that I was doing manually. So just kind of been focused on those things, trying to streamline my operations without adding anybody else to help with it. But so it's kind of where I'm at.
Nice. And are you as huge a fan of Xero as I am after making the move?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I recommend it to anybody. It's so easy to use. The rules you can set up just save you so much time. So I would definitely recommend it.
Cool. Anyone else using Xero in here?
I'll give it a shout out for Xero. It's been a game changer for me as well. And I even got an old school accounting firm that I've worked with in the past kind of interested in it as well now. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. We'll make converts out of the rest of them. Just give us a couple months.
Look at it. It's awesome.
Brandon, what did you say? Sorry, you got cut
We've
out.
been looking at replacing QuickBooks with something online that we can have access to, and I can let a VA, do the basic, just categorizing expenses and stuff to get that off our plate. And I'm probably going to go through the trial to see if this will work. We've been QuickBooks for so long, it stinks switching softwares like that because it's just I like everything to be in one place, but I don't like it being on my laptop.
Yeah, one of the cool things about Xero is I thought, like in QuickBooks, the old one, I'd go through and I'd have to like manually categorize every single transaction, which is why a VA would be really helpful. In Xero, you do it once and it remembers it forever, which is awesome. And so you almost maybe need a VA, which is really nice. So cool.
Did you switch to BigCommerce yet?
No. Oh, sorry, you're talking to Brandon.
Yeah, sorry.
We put off the launch. We've got the trial store set up or whatever at BigCommerce, and we put off the launch because everybody was telling me that we were going to have a huge, 20-25% drop in organic SEO traffic, and it was just too close to the holidays. So we're looking at launch in January.
Gotcha. Because the other thing is, if you're using Xero, you can hook it up through Stitch Labs, which I know I talked with Mark about, but then you can sync your inventory and automatically sync all your invoices and payments. It makes it really easy.
Awesome.
Well, I'll check that out. Thanks.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Matthew. Julia, you up for going next?
Sure. Yeah. I think first about myself, I run a wooden sunglasses online e-commerce site. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. Then the biggest achievement past 6 months is I think I went to Andrew's Austin gathering. That was really nice. I think before that I didn't know there are people. I know there are eBay sellers, and and then there are people, my friends, classmates working for Amazon and all that companies in the corporate structure. But it's cool to see so many people running small stores. Yeah. Like me, that was really cool. That gave me a lot of confidence in this can grow, and there is scalability in the business. It also confirmed a lot of things. For example, Xero, we have been using it since the start. Yeah, I really loved it. So things like this was really cool. Yeah.
Nice. You kind of sold she kind of brushed over it. Wooed by Wood is the name of her website, and she makes beautiful, really cool wooden sunglasses. They're awesome. We gave a pair away on the podcast, and they're just They're really nicely done. You guys do a really good job with those.
Thanks. You have a really professional setup there for a podcast, for sure.
This mic doesn't even work. It's just a dummy mic, and I just really just picking up the computer.
Well, nowadays, bigger is not necessarily better anyway. Yeah.
That's true. Cool.
Is that your podcast mic?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the podcast beast. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So otherwise, I sound like this if I don't use it. So I like using this one. So it's like 90%.
You do voiceover.
Yeah. Exactly. Cool. Well, good seeing you again, Julia. Laura, do you wanna? I think you're up.
Me?
You.
Well, I don't have a business, but I guess as far as productivity, just for myself day to day, I would kind of echo a little bit about what Andrew said. This is the first time I've ever worked day to day within any kind of standard operating procedures, using something like a task system like Asana, which I've been using since I started here with Andrew, and it was something I actually was Asana drove me a little crazy at first, if you remember, Andrew, when I first started using it, just because I had never used something like that before. But now it's been a really great way for me to kind of plan, really far in advance, like to really try and look at, 3 months out and what, we hope the e-commerce blog is going to be looking like down the line. It's been great for just day-to-day tasks, but then also in kind of looking at kind of the greater landscape of what, what I do every day. So I think that just using that, I think it's been a really great way to be someone that is now working remotely and to still kind of stay on task, and it's really satisfying too, being able to like check that box when you're done with something at the end of the day. But most importantly, I am drinking G&T. So
you saved it for the end. Nice.
How's the wedding?
The wedding's over. It was great.
Okay.
It was really great. Actually, today is my husband's birthday, so as soon as I'm off this call, I'm probably going to go and have another drink. So this is I'm kicking it off right.
Awesome. If anyone didn't know, of course, Laura's the community manager and content manager for e-commerce Fuel, and was pretty much responsible for running almost the entire event in Austin. So I don't think you. In case, I think everyone knows her, but in case you didn't, that's her backstory. So, Mr. Brandon Ely, saved you for last. Looks like.
Well, I'm Brandon. If you don't know already, I sell big shoes on twobigfeet.com, and I've been doing it for about 15 years. This coming April will be our 15th year, actually, with the website up and running. We started it in late '99, so we've actually been working on it for more than 15 years now. I'm drinking water. It's a little early here, and I'm at the office. We don't have a stock of anything here, but all the good stuff's at home, and that's about a 20-minute drive from here. So, but I'd say the best thing that I've done in the last 6 months or a year would have to be quitting my job. I worked as the interactive director for an agency for 8 years. And my last day was a couple days before going to the e-commerce Fuel Live conference in August. So that would come in a close second, I'm sure, because I really enjoyed meeting a lot of the business owners and being able to network with people that are in the same boat as we are. There's nobody here in our small town that knows anything about internet business. You tell them you do something on the internet, and they just kind of their eyes glaze over. What is that? You do the Google?
Well, San Francisco is not anywhere better, Even big cities, people are doing very different things.
So that's us. We've put in place a lot of the processes a long time ago, so I don't have to physically be here most of the days. We'd use this on the Google Docs and everything that Andrew's been preaching for a while now, and we love it. I need to get more automated though. I'm looking at ways to get accounting software and other softwares integrated, so that'll be probably coming up soon.
That's very cool. And Brian, you're looking sharp there, man. I mean, like, I feel like I underdressed for the hangout, the happy hour here.
I had a meeting this morning. I can wear whatever I want to work, but I'm on some committees and boards here in town, so when I'm meeting with somebody important, I try to dress the part.
It's funny at the conference. Like I wore the initially I was like, oh, I should dress like professionally for this first conference so people don't think I'm just complete deadbeat. So I wore the collared shirt and stuff and tucked it in even. And as the weekend progressed, I realized my dress got more and more casual. By the party at the end, I was almost wearing a tank top, wife beater style. So I hear you. Well, cool, guys. Thanks for coming on. I'd love to get, just quickly before we wrap up, any feedback you guys have about, like, just Laura and I would love to do this on a at least a monthly basis, have a hangout, get people together, talk. Would love to, if you guys have any thoughts on how we could do that in a way that'd be fun, that would be enjoyable, educational, that's something that you would actually want to do on a monthly basis. What do you guys think like an ideal monthly happy hour Google Hangout session would look like?
I think that one thing I just thought of just now would be to consider getting a question from the forum members, or getting a question from maybe your readers on the e-commerce fuel blog, questions that they might want to ask people that are in the trenches. I know that as I was getting started, I had so many questions, and I still have a lot of questions, but I think a lot of things could be maybe asked to, I mean, Brandon, you've been doing this for 15 years. Andrew, you've been doing this a while. Mark and Julie, we all have different backgrounds and different people on the forum. I think that'd be cool, just maybe solicit some feedback and questions from the community at large, but also, maybe the forum as well. I think that would be cool. Just something to keep the topics unique and different each time.
So do you see it, Mark, as being like a panel where you've got like 4 or 5 people, and then anyone can pretty much submit a question to folks who have a certain, maybe expertise in a certain area or just been doing it for a while? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Mark, you still there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it could go a lot of different ways. I think, obviously, yeah, I am. Is my bandwidth cutting out?
Yeah, it looks like you just turned the lights out.
Well, yeah.
Someone's internet died.
I think I've got some bandwidth issues. Sorry about that.
Well, you live out in the sticks in Montana or something, man? Come on.
Yeah, on my satellite phone here. No.
Andrew's got the only link.
No,
I'm using all the bandwidth.
I'm actually out of the office right now, so I had to use some crappy internet apparently. Anyways, so no, I don't. I just think it's like Julia said, Ken, keep it informal, but at the same time, I think that you get some unique experience when you get some people like this together. But also, I think it's fun to just get together and see these guys. I think I met everybody on here except for you, Mark. But just kind of keeping it informal, but also, I don't know, maybe like a little mini think tank. Get some different experience in there.
Awesome, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good feedback.
Thanks for putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree about that. Maybe sort of a couple of topics that already exist on the forum that have generated sort of quite a bit of discussion. Some obviously more than others. Those are probably good topics, especially if people have had a chance to look beforehand at the thread. Maybe people can sort of talk a little bit more informed about things rather than sort of just straight off the hoof.
Great, that's good feedback. Thanks.
I could see maybe something like somebody champions an idea, or like maybe they're an expert in a certain field, like conversion rate optimization, and they maybe champion a conversation on that and kind of serve as the lead and let the discussion go from there. I don't know.
Awesome. That's good. Thanks, Matthew.
So that's a good idea. So like if having one expert kind of running the Hangout and having a bunch of people that are interested in it asking that person questions in the Hangout, is that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah, I mean, maybe somebody could, be the champion on, conversion rate optimization, let's say, and kind of steer maybe a little presentation and almost like a breakout session like we did at ECF Live, but just virtual.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that too. And we just had Jeremy hop on. Is that Jeremy? Are you there?
Yeah. Hi. How you doing, guys? Sorry, I'm a little late to the meeting. My calendar didn't pop up like it usually does.
Oh, no worries. We were a little late to get things rolling, so.
Yeah.
No apology necessary. We almost we're just getting ready to wrap up, but if you're willing, like we all of us went through and we did one thing, and if you'd be willing to do it too, that'd be awesome to hear from you. We just kind of went through and said our names, where we're from, what we're drinking, if you've got a drink in hand for happy hour, and then kind of the one thing that's been most impactful in your business the last 6 months. It'd be cool to hear from you and get to know you a little bit better.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm Jeremy. I run a few things, but my flagship. It looks like you're drinking something good. My flagship brand is Hookah Pen Central. I am in Connecticut, Manchester, Connecticut. And I just got back from Thailand, DC BKK, and that was actually really helpful to meet quite a few DC members as well, or e-commerce field members as well. Very good group of people, and I took a lot away from a lot of the keynotes. So highly recommend that if you haven't been there before. It's a great group.
Nice. Cool, man. Did you guys was there an e-commerce field meetup at all? I know there was talks about one. Did it ever materialize?
Yeah, I believe it did. I unfortunately wasn't able to make it. I got sick halfway through. I got really sick, so I just rested up in the hotel for a couple of days. But there was a small group, and I heavily promoted e-commerce field.
Awesome, thanks.
Devin Sony, I think he just joined, or if his membership might be processing. So yeah, we should be getting a couple members crossing over.
Very cool. Well, thanks. Appreciate that.
No problem.
And anything like stand out head and shoulders above the rest of the stuff you've been doing the last 6 months is like really moving your business forward?
The transitioning my mindset from an e-commerce store to a brand has definitely helped out. So opening up additional sales channels aside from just online purchases has been a primary focal point, and that's helped growth significantly. I've been growing about 20% a month. So yeah, this store's been open for 14 months now, and I've had steady growth, very steady growth between 15 and 20%. So it's growing really well, and I attribute a lot of that to just opening up multiple sales channels. And I use a quarterly growth procedure that I made. I'll probably post in the forum. So really sticking to a growth plan has helped out quite a bit as well, rather than just ad hoc PPC and SEO rounds. Sticking to a growth plan for a couple months on end, and then reevaluating every quarter. That's been really helpful.
Nice, very cool. Well, good to meet you, and thanks for sharing. Appreciate it, man.
Excellent.
Well, guys, I think unless you got any other comments or questions or anything, cheers. Awesome having the first ever happy hour. Hopefully we can do it again, and thanks for coming on. It's been fun connecting with everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you later. We'll hopefully see you next month. Thanks.
Yep, that's it.
Bye.